Good morning.
Mr. Marcantel, can you hear me? Mr. Belknap, you can hear me, correct?
Yes, sir, I can.
Okay. Mr. Marcantel, can you hear me? Mr. Marcantel? Mr. Marcantel, I'm going to send him a message.
Hello, testing.
Mr. Marcantel?
Oh, yes, I can hear you. Thanks,
Okay,
sir.
okay, now we can hear you. Okay.
I couldn't hear anybody for a while. I was worried my system wasn't working.
Right. Okay, Mr. Belknap, you're from Western Hills, is that correct?
Yes, sir, it is.
Mr. Marcantel, you're from the District Attorney's Office?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
Okay. How are you doing? How y'all doing?
Pretty good, thanks.
Doing well. Thank you.
Met both of you. Okay, so this is Claudia Lizette Leal. Correct? Is that the correct case?
Yes, that is correct.
The student is Thiago Bustillos,
Correct.
and Thiago is how old?
6, I believe.
Oh, so let me just see. Do we have service on the parent? Let me see.
I'm not sure about that, Mr. Belknap. Do you know?
Once again, I'm sorry, the question.
Do we have, I'm just looking through the file to see, make sure we have service on the mother.
Okay, service as in internet.
No, well, that's going to be one of my next questions, but no, actual notice of the hearing today.
Okay.
Juanita, are you on? Do you know? She's not on.
The only other screen I see is Robert Pearson.
Yeah, that would be Juanita. She's here in my office.
Okay.
So let me, she should get on here in a minute. Let me just see if I can find something. Find anything. Oh, here's somebody. Yes, hello, Juanita. Hello. It's not coming in. Okay, is there service on the mother? Do you know? She got personally served? Okay. 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 Thank you. Can we contact her to see if we can get her to log on? Okay, thank you. Juanita's having difficulty getting on the audio as well. So she said that Ms. Leal had been served, and in fact, she's called here this morning. So we're going to try to contact her, see if we can get her either on Zoom or at the very least on a phone call.
Excellent. Thank you.
So give us a few minutes and see if we can get her hooked up.
I'm going to mute myself for a few moments.
Okay, sure.
You know, it says on here, home language Spanish. I wonder if this woman needs a translator. Do we have one available if she does?
We don't have an official translator, but we could make do.
Make do. Okay, good.
Get somebody here in the office to help.
Okay.
I will tell you that we do converse in English.
Oh, good.
Okay. Mr. Belknap, you did mention about internet service. Does the family have internet service?
Yes, they do. Her student is able to log on from home. So our last contact was that, yes, there was service there.
Okay, thank you. Yes. Okay. Oh, thank you. She's supposed to be logging on.
Great.
So, Ms. Mercantile, are you going to be handling all the truancy, or are you going to be handling our court for everything, or?
Yes, sir. Your court for everything.
All right. Well, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.
Where's Sandra?
She is, well, right now they put her in a felony court. I forgot which one, but they're now considering her for the screening or intake department.
Oh, okay.
I think they're just wanting to shuffle everybody around.
Okay.
They did leave Ramon Gallegos though. So
Okay. And so you all split the courts?
Yes, correct. We each have 4.
Did you take over all the courts that Sandra had, or did they mix them up?
No, well, all but one. She had CC7. I mean, not CC7. She had precinct 7, I guess. You call them precincts, or what do you call them?
Precincts.
Precincts. She had precinct 7 over there in Benton, and but Ramon wanted to switch his for some reason. And was it Clint? I guess it's Clint with Judge Lujan. So I took over Clint, and then he took over Benton. So I have Lujan, and he has is her name Freezy or something like that? Fritzy.
Fritzy.
Yeah, he took over Judge Fritzy's court. He took, and I took Judge Lujan's court. But the rest are all the same. So I have the downtown one with Herrera, and then I have Haggerty, I guess, in the Northeast, and then I have I guess you're Executive Center, right?
Yes.
I have Clint, Executive Center, downtown courthouse, and then I have the Northeast with Haggerty there.
Okay. Well, good. Glad to have you aboard.
Thanks.
Is this Miss Leal? In your screen, on your screen, there's a blue you unmute or mute, and you have to press the button to, there you go.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Morning, you can hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, if we can get to Mr. Belknap and Mrs. Leal to raise your right hand, please. You swear the testimony you're about to give should be the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Okay, Ms. Leal, you've received a copy of the complaint.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, how would you like to plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Not guilty.
Okay. Okay, let's go ahead. Mr. Mercantile, if you want to call Mr. Belknap or whoever your first witness is.
Yes, we'll call Mr. Belknap as our first witness, Your Honor.
Okay.
Mr. Belknap, can you tell us your name and what your occupation is?
I am Don Belknap. I'm currently the assistant principal at Western Hills Elementary.
Okay, and can you tell us a little bit about what your duties are concerning truancy cases?
I am the primary on handling attendance issues. So these cases come to me and I meet with parents and attempt to make whatever adjustments we can to help in these situations, but primarily I am the person that handles attendance issues.
Okay, and man, I'm having trouble with my computer at the moment here. I don't know why.
Welcome to our everyday experience.
Yeah, I know, man. Here, I'm gonna try closing this real quick and reopening it. Maybe that'll work.
I could probably put do you need something from the file on the screen?
Yeah, well, yeah. I was just trying to find the student's name again. I was wanting, if you could tell me how you know the student in this case, his name, but I can't find his name on here.
Diego Bustillos.
Thanks, you,
Yeah.
Judge. Can you tell us how you have come to know Mr. Bustillos?
Well, this is the second year that I have worked with Tiago and his mom. So this will be the second year in my school. So he may have been here prior to that, but I do know last year was when I had the first interaction. So he is a student assigned to Western Hills.
Okay, and have you been having problems with him or not as far as attendance goes at Western Hills?
Yes, that would be accurate. This would also be the second year that we have experienced issues with attendance.
Can you tell us about his attendance issues?
Well, we have had total days in membership as of today, 114 days in membership. We have total 112 absences during this time.
Wow. And what, and have you tried to make any contact with his mother, trying to find out if there's an issue that is causing these absences? In other words, that they might be excused absences?
The answer is yes. In that note, there would be 39 of those absences have been counted as excused. The remainder are unexcused, and teachers and administrators have had multiple meetings with mom. This culminated in January 7th when we met. So the two teachers, myself, the principal, and the counselor were present in the meeting. Mom explained her situation in that meeting. She said that she was going to prioritize Tiago's school. Since that meeting, there have accumulated 36 additional absences, and that's since January 7th.
And have you given her all the appropriate documents, like certifying statements and kind of a warning letter and a 45-day plan and things like that to try to fix the problem?
Yes, sir. They should all be a part of the record that we sent over. The 45-day attendance agreement was put into place. And again, we have not had any positive increase in attendance since that was put into place.
Okay, Judge, I'd like you to take judicial notice of those documents in the court's file.
Yes, I'm scrolling through them on the screen. I think, can everybody see them?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay, go taken.
All right, my thing's locked up. Okay, and can you just kind of roll? Can you kind of go through that? Well, you said there was 100-something dates that he missed.
Now, this is current as of today. We show 112 absences. 39 of those are excused, 73 are unexcused. And that
Okay,
is current as of today. You will not have that report in front of you.
all right. Normally I'd have you read the dates, but it's so voluminous. I'll just leave it to the judge to peruse the file there, since he's taken judicial notice of them. So what do you suggest we do at this point to resolve the problem? I mean, are we at a complete loss here, or what do you suggest?
We are at a complete loss in the sense that we have met on multiple occasions. We have implemented the 45-day attendance record. We've had multiple visits with our Alpha team making contact with mom. We understand these are extraordinary circumstances, and we've made a lot of allotment towards that, meaning that we've tried to find as much grace as we can during this period. But this problem was present last year, and we were unable to rectify the problem last year. It has returned. Mom, in the meetings, she's expressing that she wants to help remedy this. She's cooperative with us. We just simply have lost an entire school year of this young man's education, and this occurred the prior year as well. So he is at a serious deficit in his educational experience at this point. So we're looking for additional help.
And so she'll act like she wants to start cooperating, but she never does. In other words, what are his what are his grades like? I mean, is he failing his classes or?
Yes, there's no way to be grading somebody that is absent. What is that, about 98% of the time?
Yeah, I wouldn't think so. Okay, Your Honor, I would I'd pass the witness.
Mr. Leal, do you have any questions of Mr. Belknap? Mr. Leal?
Yes,
Okay,
yes, sir. First of all, I would like to have an interpreter because I understand everything, but I want you to understand because Spanish is my first language. so,
Well, we don't have,
so I can express myself better.
you're gonna have to try to express yourself, but we'll go ahead. We don't have an interpreter on the Zoom.
Okay, so let me try to explain myself.
Okay.
Yes, sir. First of all, my son has problem as he has asthma. So that's one of the majority of the absence that he has is because of that. I have he don't go to school since Monday, and I have the proof. He was sick. He can't even talk because he's coughing. So I have those problems. Those are the first thing because I have this absence. And second one, sir, with these things that happen, I have two jobs. And I know that you don't care about this. I know, I understand everything. I have to deal with my problems, but with this thing, I have it's more difficult for me because I don't have nobody who can put it in the computer. My mother is too old. She don't understand everything. I try to explain her like every day, and she don't get it. So my son right now is in the mood that you have to be you have to be like, Tiago, you have to do this. Tiago, you have to do. If not, he's not gonna do it. He's not gonna do it. He's in acting like this. I'm trying every day, but I don't have. I just get off of I get into my work at 8 and I get out at 8 something. So when I came back, I'm trying to do the homework with him. But actually, I'm doing all the homework because he don't understand everything. Well, and he talks more English than Spanish, so it's more difficult to me. I don't know why he talks more English than Spanish. So those are my problems that I have, and I'm sorry for the inconvenience. I don't know what to do. I don't know. I don't have nobody who can help me in this.
Let me just ask some questions. Tiago is 6 years old.
Yes, sir. Yes, Your Honor.
And so last school year, he was 5 years old, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, last school year. And you were having attendance issues when school was in person last year, correct?
Yes. But even
Okay,
because
so-
of this, yes.
So that kind of defeats your argument that this is because of its schooling is remote now. And I can't get him on the computer. I can't do this. You had the same issues last year when it was in person.
Yeah, but imagine if it was difficult to me doing in person. Imagine this.
Right. But why was he having problems last year?
Because I don't know they talking about the 6. He has to be absent like 4 or 5 days. I have proofs of everything. That he's sick all the time and he cannot able to be in school because the asthma works too hard and they can talk with the.
So this is here, and so he's from asthma. And I sympathize with that. I'm sorry that he has that issue, but now we're here remotely, which should benefit somebody that is a child that's suffering from a sickness that should benefit them, make it easier for them to attend school. So in either case, when he was in person, he wasn't going to school. And now that we have it remotely, and that was beneficial to the condition that he has, he's still not attending school. So I'm having hard time trying finding credibility in your arguments that that he can't go to school or he's not able to go to school because of asthma, or not being able to log on. And so particularly these cases when the child is this young, I have a real difficult time. There's very seldom an excuse that's going to sway me. And we've got to find out how we can get this child in school, because if these issues are going on at this age, it's only going to compound. And you can't start off at a 6-year-old child and not attending school, because it's only going to get worse. And this has got to be corrected now. Mr. Belknap, I'm not familiar with the remote schooling. Like, can you give me an idea of how it's structured, how many hours a day it is, and what time does it start, what times it end, or the breaks and so forth? I just kind of get for my own benefit.
Well, the school day officially starts at 8:15. They do sign on, so EPISD was able to push a new device out to every parent, every child in the district. So they have a new, in this case, it would be an iPad. We also provide internet service if they need it. So we make every opportunity available for them to be able to, get onto the system. And so their day runs from 8:15 to 3:25, but because of the younger ones, their schedules are different because they don't want to have on screen time all day long. So they can be on for an hour, then they'll have a break. And so we have multiple, what they call brain breaks for the kids to get off the screen. But they're in a typical schedule through the day, meaning that they have their reading, their math, their writing, the language, all of those subjects and are presented, as well as physical education. So again, all of these things are being done remotely. But
Do they sign on? This is a 6-year-old, so I guess it's just continuous. It's the same teacher teaching the different subjects?
correct. And the iPads are set up. Once they actually come into the teacher's classroom, it's just a matter of turning the iPad on, and you touch the link to the teacher and you're in their classroom. So it doesn't require a lot of, going through different screens to get back into the teacher. And so
Okay.
all of the assignments and everything are there, but in these situations, they are meeting just as we are. So there is a face-to-face virtual meeting. So the student is participating directly in this environment with the teacher. Just recently, the teachers came into the building, but that didn't change the way we were providing the services to those that were at home. They
Okay.
still just simply turn on and come in.
How is attendance taken?
The attendance is taken through the teacher, and there's also opportunity because of, again, the situations that we find ourselves in. Attendance could be simply that I logged on that day and that I turned in an assignment. Okay, that they don't necessarily have to attend online all day long, but they do need to be present for part of the day and then turn in assignments. So if assignments are being turned in, we in fact will count them present for the day. We're not receiving the work, we're not receiving his presence in the classroom. That's why the attendance numbers are growing like they are.
Okay. And these excused absences, Mrs. Liao provides a note, a doctor's note, and that's what's considered for whether it's excused or not?
That would be correct, yes.
Okay.
And so that would go through our attendance clerk. And obviously there's a lot of contact between attendance clerk and mom, or as much as we can accomplish. Contact has also been difficult at times.
Contact with Ms. Liao?
Yes, and that's why then I call in the Alpha team, because we do have a specialized attendance team within EPISD. Again, given the times, at times they were able to physically go to the home to make contact. At other times they were doing the same things we were. They were making the phone calls and trying to make contact. So I do know that they were actually able to make direct contact with mom on occasion. And again, there's a great deal of documentation about their efforts and our efforts to remain in contact with mom.
Has there been an initiative by Ms. Liao to contact the school or be in contact with the school, or is it the school reaching out to her?
I would say probably the overwhelming majority of the time would be us reaching out. I honestly can't answer the question. I don't know if she's actually reached out, because she could have contacted the school, with our PEMS clerk or somebody. I'm not aware.
Okay, Ms. Liao, I'll give you the opportunity to have you taken an active role in monitoring his attendance? Have you been in contact with
Yes.
us?
Yes, I spoke with Sabrina. Sabrina is the one that she knows everything is happening. Why? And I already have actually, I'm gonna go to school. I have to be absent to my work today to be in court with you. So I'm gonna get the whole day. They give me the whole day in my work to fix this. So I'm gonna go to school and I'm gonna get some things that I have to. I don't know if I'm gonna still in that school or not. If my son is gonna be in that school.
Okay, you're gonna be at that school, okay? Who is
I
Sabina?
don't, Sabrina. Sabrina is the one that works with and on the school, Western Hills. Sabrina.
Sabrina is our attendance clerk. And so if mom have a note, she would be bringing that to
Okay,
Sabrina.
so your contact has been with Sabrina.
Yes, sir. Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, what about Tiago's teachers? Have you been in contact with the teachers?
Yes, I'm be trying to be in contact with them, and they let me know what do I have to give them back. So right now,
Tell me when was the last time you were in contact with a teacher?
yesterday,
Who were you in contact with?
yes. Mm-hmm.
Who?
Miss Sepúlveda, Miss Sepúlveda,
Okay,
Derringer.
okay, other than yesterday,
Both of them.
before that.
Before that, Monday. Mhm.
And what was the reason for contacting the teacher on Monday?
I let them know that Thiago it was gonna be is sick. It was sick. So I let them know what is going on. I tried to Thiago get into school, but he started coughing and she said, Mama, I can't. So that's why I went to a doctor yesterday and he told me what is going on. He was with fever. He has an infection. So he felt really, really bad.
Okay, so let's just see, Monday, he had a fever. So who else is in the household?
Just my mother and me and my son, the older one. He has that's a part of my thing that I was going through. The big one has they discovered a new sickness. So we have to deal with that thing and deal with. I don't know how to explain in English, sir, but I'm sorry for this, but I'm going.
So you have
months
two-
for my-
You have two children
Yes,
and your mother are in the household.
yeah.
Where is your other child going to school at?
He's not going to school because they find something happened to him. He has a schizophrenia.
Is what?
And this thing, they, I don't know how to, he has schizophrenia.
Okay.
So,
How old is she?
so I'm there. He's 21, but he's getting better. He's getting
He's
better.
21?
Uh-huh.
Did she complete school? Did she complete high school?
Yeah, he completed school. He was so intelligent. This happened in the COVID thing. We just this happened. He started acting like he hear voices, so I had to take him to the hospital, and it was so dramatic thing in my life going through. So I'm sorry for this.
Okay, and you have two jobs, you stated?
Yes, sir.
What two jobs do you have?
I'm a medical esthetician, and the other one is I'm a discharge. I'm the one that I work in the office for trucks, so I let her know which is gonna be the I don't know how to explain it in English. I'm sorry. Which is gonna be the if they have to go to Houston to pick up something to I'm a
Logistics.
dispatch. Yes.
Okay, so who's you? How many hours a week do you work, and how many hours a week do you work?
How many what?
Hours a week do you work?
Okay, sometimes I work time 8 through 8. Sometimes they let me go earlier. The second job, first job, I have to do it. I'm a medical statistician and I have to work there science 8 through 5.
You're a medical statistician?
Medical statistician. I'm the one that fixes the face, the skin and everything.
Who's your employer?
Spa, this is a spa, the Azul Spa. Azul Spa.
Is this a cosmetic spa?
Yes. Yes, sir. And the other one is my you can call I can give you the number of my second job. He can spend you everything.
Who's the employer? Who's the employer of your second job?
My second job is Christian Uribe. Christian Uribe. Christian Uribe.
Okay.
And this is the number you can call.
I'm not calling. I'm just wondering, I'm trying to find out what you're doing as far as your employment is.
I'm sorry. Yes. Okay.
What do you do for Christian Uribe?
It's a dispatcher. It's a dispenser. Okay. Still, I don't know how to. That's why I need an interpreter. I'm sorry. This is a like they have
Transportation
trouble.
company?
Yeah, it's for trucks.
Okay.
Trucks.
Okay. And I guess I don't remember. Did your daughter graduate from high school? Did you say yes?
Yes.
Where did she graduate from?
UTEP.
She graduated, she went all the way through UTEP.
Yeah, and it's a son. It's a son.
Son, I'm sorry.
Yes.
So you have two boys.
Yes.
And so he completed high school. Did he complete high school here in El Paso?
Yes. In high school, he finished in Coronado, and he was in university of the one that's in Las Cruces.
In MSU?
Yes. So he has a problem in that he don't want going good. So he came back, and he started UTEP. And when this started happening, the COVID thing, he started acting weird. He said,
let's stop there. I'm not going to get into too much. I just want to know if your son had high school and college. So I'm just trying to get an idea that, so in your household, you have a child that did complete high school. So we know this can be done. We know that you can get these kids in school. And so my concern is, Tiago, we're setting up a terrible example early for his future education. And this has got to change. And I don't see asthma as a condition where he cannot attend school.
Yes. It's more my job, my job things that I work a lot.
Then you got to adjust your priorities.
Yes.
And your priorities is your children's education.
Yes.
And apparently that's not the priority that's been taking place.
Your Honor, I didn't catch her work hours. I know she gets off at 8 at night. What time does she have to be at work?
I understood she's at work at Azul Spa from 8 to 5.
8 to 5. So it sounds like she could drop her son off at school, and then maybe her mother could pick him up in the evenings after school.
So do in person.
Yeah, I think the solution here is in-person school for this young man. And I'm sure the nurse can keep his asthma medicine there in the nurse's office. And if he starts to have an issue, he can go get an inhaler from the nurse and inhale that to get him back on track, you know.
Okay, Ms. Liao, why don't we have the child go in person?
I wanted to get that option. The thing is, they were saying that the people that has asthma, he can be in more dangers to get the COVID or no, because they told me yes, that the people that have asthma, they can be in more dangers to have the COVID thing, the COVID sickness.
We're not doctors here, but you apparently Tiago has doctors, correct?
Yes, and I asked them to them.
Okay, well, you know, I would want him to be in person unless a doctor says that is not
able.
Yeah, but if that's not a good decision, but I would want that in writing from the doctor that he cannot attend school in person because of his medical condition. And let's let the doctor, let's not, speculate as to, what's worse and what's not worse. Let's leave it up to does he have a specific physician or doctor that he's been seeing for his asthma?
Yes.
What's the doctor's name?
Dr. Renteria.
Okay.
Jose Renteria.
Let's pass that along. If Dr. Renteria, if the child can attend in-person school, and if the doctor feel strong enough about it to issue a letter that he can, then we'll honor that.
Okay.
When can he see a doctor?
Oh, yesterday he saw the doctor. He saw the doctor yesterday. Yesterday.
So when can he see the doctor?
Whenever you want, whenever you want.
Let's find out.
Okay.
Find out if he's released to attend school in person. If his condition is he able to attend school in person?
Okay, I'm gonna make an appointment for tomorrow.
Okay.
Or should I ask it by the phone? Let me see. What can I do?
In the meantime, Judge, can we ask Mr. Belknap what kind of things they have in place to keep the kids from getting the COVID virus? Do they have like partitions when the kid's at his desk? Are there partitions around the children so they can't spread it? Or are they required to wear masks? So what kind of things do we have in place to keep this young Mr. Bustillos from getting the COVID virus? And maybe Mrs. Leal will feel more comfortable if she knows what the school does to keep the kids safe from the virus.
We have strict protocol, so we actually scan each student upon arrival in their car. Their temperature is taken in the car. If they're okay in the car, we allow them into the school building where they go through a second temperature scan and then hand sanitize. The kids are kept 6 feet apart. We have dots throughout the entire building so that everybody can visually see the distancing. The classrooms are held to 12 students or less, so we can maintain the 6 feet of spacing between all of them. Students are required to wear a mask at all time, with the exception of when they're eating their breakfast. They do eat breakfast in the classroom. They do eat lunch in the classroom. There is a partition in front of each student. It's 3-sided. It's clear to the front so they can see through that. We do have physical education, but again, they are required to wear their mask during physical education. So there are very, very few moments in the day where the mask is removed. Again, we have hand sanitizing stations all over. The students are kept in the same classroom, so we don't combine students except during PE. So KA is always KA. In other words, they're in their classroom only. They don't go into another classroom. So we take pretty extraordinary steps to maintain separation of students throughout the bulk of the day. Dismissal is also the same thing. They have dots all over our cafeteria and multi-purpose room and outside. So the kids sit on a dot 6 feet apart. And we actually call each student down one at a time to get into their parents' car. So we're controlling the day, the movement, we're controlling all of the, the cross interaction with students to a very high level. We make every effort to keep our kids separated. Adults are always masked up. You saw me with my mask. I pretty much wear a mask all day long. But I'm in here meeting with you and wanted you at least to be able to see me, but all of the administrators, all of the teachers, all of the custodians, everybody's masked all day long as well.
Mrs. Leal, your student has had an issue or issues of non-attendance last year. And now we're going into a year that's been handled remotely and you're having these difficulties and your statement that the problem you're having is you're not there to make sure that he's logged on and attending school. And so the solution is in person, and then you this risk of COVID. But I mean, if you balance these risks, the child is being harmed to an extreme by not getting an education, not being there.
Yeah.
And here is a solution that's being offered to get him in person, where you're setting an example that this COVID is going to eventually get past it. He's going to be attending in person. And I'm afraid that if you allow him just to, not go to school at all, first he didn't go to school when he was in person. Now he's remotely and he's not going. You're going to have a really difficult time. You're setting up for a disaster in your future years, him attending school. And so you've got to get him in there. And I'm going to take a hard line on this case. We've got to propose a solution. At this time, I'm not ordering that he attend school in person, but if I want him evaluated by Dr. Renteria, where that if he can attend school, and if he can't, we want a doctor's note that he can't medically or has a medical condition that does not allow him to attend school in person. Otherwise, we're going to attend school in person. I'm going to set this for a review. And in this period of review, I'm going to give you 2 weeks to get him evaluated and get him in school. If there is any unexcused absence in that, I'm going to fine you. And it's going to be a significant fine, because this we've got to do something about this and get this child back attending school.
Yeah, okay,
That's
okay, Your Honor.
in the child's interest, it's in your interest. I mean, if you're juggling two jobs, I can understand how remote schooling is difficult for you. Well, here's a solution that will unburden you as far as making sure that he's signed in every day and attending school, and your mother, and put him in school. That's the best place for him. You know, he has a structure. He's there at school. The teachers are there with him, and he's being monitored. You know, right now he has no structure at all. You're not there in the morning, are you?
Yes, but not with him. He's gonna start. I have to get out from my house at 7:30, so I can be there at 8.
So that's what I said. You're not there.
Mhm.
Okay. Any other comments or suggestions, or Mr. Belknap, any other suggestions on what we can do to help this child?
I believe that you all are also extending out as much as we can offer. I'll kind of summarize this a little bit. He has just missed 2 years of school. And so the young man is so far behind, it's going to be extremely difficult to educate him. And the problem is exasperated if we don't get him in sooner than later. It's just time, Ms. Leal. Your son has to get into school. And we've been talking to you about this. We had the meeting in January, and we were very empathetic at the time. Everybody understands your story. But at that time, you told us that you were going to prioritize his attendance. And at that time, I said if that did not occur, that I would put in the 45-degree attendance plan, which went into place. We've had multiple people making contact with you. And pretty much you've just not responded to the needs of your son. And I don't know how to compel this, but you have to be looking at your son's future. And at the moment, he does not have a future without any education. And for the most part, he doesn't have any education. So it's just time. We've got to find a way to make this happen.
Yes.
And Ms. Leal, we're not coming down on you, but you've got to get your priority that this child's education is the #1 priority at this point. And he's got to get into school and get his education. I can't tell you, I hear these cases, not so much 6 months, but before that, and it only compounds. You know, it's only going to get worse as the child gets older if you don't address it now and immediately. I can just tell you this, you know, the steps you take today will pay off in the future. And if you get this child in school now and attending school on a regular basis and structured and going to school on a regular and consistent basis, it's going to improve things dramatically there in your household for years to come.
Yes, sir. You're right. With this thing, I just want them to be like protective, and I was the one that I was fighting the world and come bring money, bring everything. So I thought, I don't know. I just want them to be. I don't care about nothing but.
You're doing the child more harm than good. Okay, so we're going to set up this for a review. Juanita, are you able to hear me, or do I need to get on the phone? I see you unmuted, but I can't hear you. Okay, I'm gonna. So your mic must not be working, I guess. Okay, so when can we schedule this for a review? 2 weeks. Okay. Sure. So we're scheduling it if everybody's March 23rd at 8:30. Does that work?
Yeah, that's another Thursday, Judge.
Yes,
That works for me. Yes, sir.
March 23rd.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. It's on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
Do we need it on a, we need it on a Thursday,
Yeah, because I have a court on Tuesday.
the 25th? 25th? Okay. At 8:30? 30?
Yes, sir. That's good for me.
March 25th at 8:30. Liao?
Yes. Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Ms. Liao, what is your email?
Like my name, Leo Claudia, backwards. Leo Claudia, and then 373@gmail.com.
I'm sorry, I didn't understand that. It's Claudia?
Leo Claudia, and then 373.
Okay. Are you able to understand that?
It's gonna be Leo Claudia, is Leal, and then CLAUDIA, and then 373 @gmail.com.
Did you get it? Can you repeat it to me? Okay. Okay, Ms. Liao, it's Liao Claudia 373@gmail.com.
Yes, sir.
Okay. What is your number, phone number, your cell number?
915-637-0703.
0703.
03. Mhm.
Okay, and Mr. Belknap, how is the parent aware of the attendance? I mean,
It's daily. The teachers communicate daily with the parents through Class Dojo. There's multiple platforms that they are in communication with the parents.
is Ms. Liao participating in that?
I know the teachers send messages to her. I don't know what the response back is. Mostly they're frustrated that they're not able to communicate with mom.
Ms. Liao, what is the problem with the communication with you?
No, I have a communication with them. I saw that. You can see it.
Okay, Ms.
This
Liao,
is
yeah, but what
my
my question is the teachers are complaining they're having difficulty getting a hold of you. Why are they having difficulty getting a hold of you?
because when I get out from school, I can't answer my phone during my period on my work. So when I
You
came back,
you
I
can't
tried
answer
to
the phone
answer,
from
but
8
it's
to
already
5?
ended.
You can't
Yes.
answer the phone from 8 to 5?
No, sometimes I don't. They don't let me.
Can't or you don't? Tell me
I
what,
don't. Because sometimes I'm in break, and when they call me, I be able to answer.
okay. Can you not write them back an email when you're on break?
Yes, I do, and I write it.
Okay, well, apparently the teachers would not be complaining they're having this difficulty if it's not happening. So we can either address the
Okay.
problem or we can ignore it. And I'm suggesting that you address the problem.
Okay.
So what is the problem? Why are they having difficulty getting a hold of you?
Well, I've been I've been talking with them. I don't know why they and I said that the same thing. So I
You
don't know
keep-
what.
you keep telling me the same thing, but I'm telling you they're having difficulty. Now, how can we resolve that?
Well, try to answer more. Try to be more in contact with them.
I'm going to order that you contact the school daily,
Okay.
email or phone that you who is there one? Did she just contact the homeroom teacher, Mr. Belknap? Is that?
She has two teachers, Miss Dittinger and Miss Sepulveda, and she's able to reach each of them. And part of the problem is getting a response, as in, is he going to come to school? Is he not going to come to school? And then it relates to us, and then we can't get any response on the phones or through the email. And then that's when we kick it to our alpha team, who then steps up the contact operation. So this is a long established difficulty in
Okay.
actually having meaningful contact.
And there wouldn't be any problem with having contact through email, would there?
No, not at all.
Okay. And it's Ms. Dittinger, and who is the other teacher?
Sepulveda?
Bulba. Okay, Mrs. Liao, you're going to have to come, when we come back for the review on March 25th at 8:30 a.m., you're going to have to provide the emails where you have contacted Ms. Dittinger and Ms. Sepulveda on a daily basis.
Okay. Mhm.
You understand?
Yes, sir.
Line of communication between you and both teachers, and you're going to have to show proof that not that they contacted you, you initiated a contact with them
Yes. Okay.
every
I
day.
understand. I understand.
Okay, and if you don't find that proof, there could be a fine for that. That would be a violation of the court's order.
Yes, that's fine. I understand. Yes, sir.
Okay. Juanita, I'm going to get off the phone.
So just to summarize, Ms. Leal, you're going to have to get to a doctor within what, Judge? Within the next 2 weeks and get a note
Yep.
saying whether he can or cannot go to school. And if you
Yes.
don't do that, the judge is going to fine you. In the meantime, the next two, while you're getting that information from the doctor, your son has to log in every day online and go to school. And maybe your 21-year-old can help him get online. And if he doesn't get online every day and attend school every day for the next 2 weeks to the next hearing, then the judge is going to hit you with another fine for that. You understand?
Yes, sir.
And I know if
So
you're working
he's
2
gonna be
jobs, you don't have money to pay those
Online-
fines. So you need to adhere to the court's orders, okay? And I know that the principal said it and the judges said it, but I'm going to say it again. In school, every year builds on the year before it. So if you don't do good in school this year, it makes it much harder to do good on school next year because you didn't learn the material this year. So how can you do the work next year if it's taking for granted that you learned things the year before? And if you didn't learn them, then you're not going to be able to do this stuff next year. If you love your son, you've got to make sure he goes to school, because if he doesn't, you will ruin him. I don't know if you understand the word ruin, but you will damage him. You will damage him for the rest of his life. He won't be able to get good jobs. He won't be able to make good money. He won't be able to have nice things. He's going to end up on welfare and just struggling to live. You don't want that for somebody you love. You want him to succeed and get a good education so he can get good jobs, so he can have nice things in life. And he won't have those without an education. He's got to have a good education to have the good things in life. And if he falls short here, he's ruined for the future, is what the judge is telling you. You've got to get it done now. You've got to get him back in school. Some kids can do school remotely and some kids can't. In your situation, he cannot. You've got to get him in school if that doctor will let him in school. Otherwise, there's no hope for him for the future. You've got to make the change now.
Yes, Your Honor. Yes, sir.
Okay, Ms. Liao.
One more thing, sorry. We have spring break the week of the 15th through the 19th. So we're still going to have a 2-week window here. But just so you're aware that nobody will be present from the 15th through the 19th at the school.
Okay, that's fine. I would rather get her back sooner than later.
Correct.
So that's fine. Thank you, though. Okay, Ms. Liao, we're going to email this order to you. You have to ensure that the child attends school each and every day. You're going to obtain weekly progress reports. You can obtain those by your email with Mrs. Sepulveda or Mrs. Dittinger. Let's see. And you're to contact, show proof of email communication with the two teachers on a daily basis.
Yes. So Your Honor, remember that today he's supposed to be in school and he's not, because this is the only thing that I have for Zoom. So to be in court, he's not going to school right now.
Well, we log off. He can certainly get in school.
Yeah, can I? But
5
remember,
minutes.
yeah, but remember the morning he's not gonna be. He don't go to school. She's gonna be in school science through science. I turn off I finished the court with you.
Okay,
So
so
if
he,
he's in school in this morning and he turns in an assignment, he will be counted present.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay.
okay, any other questions?
That's it.
Okay, any other concerns or questions from anybody?
Not from the state judge. Thank you.
Okay, we will email a copy of this order out. Ms. Leal will email it to you as well. Okay, thank you all. I'm gonna sign-
Thank you.
Thank you.